In a previous I showed you how to create an Outlook.com email address. So now I'm going to show you how to set up your mailbox and other settings. What you want to do is go to the gear in the upper right-hand corner. And in this section, we have a lot of different tabs, such as the Account tab, General, Mail, Calendar, and People. Let's take a look at the Account tab. So if I click on Manage on the Account tab, what it wants me to do is it wants me to buy a subscription. So if you don't want to do that, you can just ignore this. But by buying this subscription, you don't see the ads. You also have some additional controls that you don't otherwise have, but most of the controls are here and I'll show you those. So for instance, you've got turning on automatic replies. So if you're going to be out of the office or you're going to be away from your computer for a while, you could turn on automatic replies to say that I will be gone from X amount of time and will be back. And then any emails that are sent to you, then they can go ahead and get that replied back. So you see the send replies only during the time period. And you can choose on the calendar portion when you want that to apply. You can also block out your calendar, say you're going away for the weekend, so that way no new appointments can be added, automatically decline any new invitations, etc. Now I'm going to cancel this just by clicking discard in the lower right and click on signatures. Here we can add in a signature that will show up when we go to send an email. So I'll just call this default. And I'll put in my information. And once I'm done, I can go ahead and click Save. So I'm going to choose under where it says New Messages that I would like to have this new signature. But first, I got to save it. All right, now once it's saved, I can go down to the new messages and choose the default. I can also say any replies will go there as well. Now you see this area down here where you can paste in various different things. You can put in pictures and things like that. So I'll go ahead and add in a picture, for instance. And when you paste in a picture, you're going to see it very large if the picture was large. Like, for instance, this is me with my feet up on my desk, which makes a very appropriate picture for my signature. Maybe not you, but certainly myself. All right, so once I have that the way I want it, I'll click Save. And you can see it's got my default already. So I'm going to exit out of here just to show you that it's working. I'll click on New Email. And when I do, there's my signature with my picture. I'm going to go back to the gear and go back to where it says Outlook and click Manage, Categories. The categories are basically emails that come to you that you would like to go ahead and give a certain level of importance to. So for instance, if it's a yellow category, you may decide that you would like to add that to your category to remember that yellow means something. So I'll go ahead and say, instead of being called yellow category, I'll say that this is important. So if I go ahead and see an email that has the important yellow category, then I know that I should pay attention to that. I'm going to go to where it says storage. Here you can see by default, I've used up 4.4 gigabytes of storage out of 5 gigabytes. I didn't actually do anything yet. I've just created the account and it automatically used almost all the storage. So if you want, you can click on Get More Storage and it will cost you a bit more, or you can just make sure that you clear out anything that you don't want, for instance, in the future, so you can continue to have free storage. You can click on OneDrive and Outlook and get rid of attachments in order to free that up. But don't forget, just because it says you only have 5 gigabytes doesn't mean that you're going to run out of storage right away. You actually have 15 gigabytes for your email. So even if you don't use OneDrive for storing files, as you can see here, you'll still be able to continue using your email for much longer than those 5 gigabytes. All right, so we click on General. And here you can see you can change the language, the default language, the format. Other countries do things in different date formats, the time as well, and you can also change the time zone if you would like to click that. I'm going to go back to my general, and I'm going to go choose my search option. So you can search for things. For instance, if you're looking for an email from a person or with certain keywords in it, you can choose the default search scope. I like to choose the current folder option by default. You can still choose all folders if you'd like, but the default will be the current folder. Then you can click the drop down and choose all folders if you want to. Under Mail, I'll go ahead and save those settings. You've got the option for email. So some people like the focused inbox. They like to have things sorted. I personally don't, because if you have the focused inbox, then sometimes you have the emails that it doesn't think are focused are just going to get ignored by accident. You can also choose the text size. I like the large size myself, but you can choose what you would like. You can choose how do you want your message list organized, by conversations. A lot of people like the conversations. Or if you're like the more old-fashioned type of thing, you just say, don't group my messages. Just show them as they show up. You've got some other options for your reading pane. This is something a lot of people like to play with. By default, you can see the reading pane is on the right-hand side. Older versions of Outlook had the reading pane on the bottom, and you can choose pop-out or fill screen as well. There's a lot of other options here that you can go through. I'll just show you the ones that most likely will appeal to the majority of people, such as attachments. So warn me when I send a message, they may be missing an attachment. And you can choose to link various different accounts. So if you have an account with a Google Drive or with Box, you can click on these and you can add in any of your storage from these different accounts. By default, if you've saved anything in OneDrive, you'll be able to pull those in right away. Junk mail is a great way to get rid of things you don't want. You can choose standard or say strict and say, hey, I really don't want any junk mail. Now, this is not going to stop Microsoft from sending you any junk mail, so that just is the way it is. You can also add in safe senders if they tend to get blocked a lot. Just click add and then type in. I'll say I want to make sure that Jeff at Amazon.com. That's for Jeff Bezos. That's his email. I'll just say, okay, if Jeff sends me an email, I'll go ahead and take it. Now let's go down to calendar. And again, there are more settings. I'm just showing you the ones that most people will be interested in. You can choose to show the first day of the week as Sunday. Not everybody likes to do that. Some people like to choose Monday or other days. You can choose your time scale for your calendar. That's when you go into your calendar. What's the default amount of time that one of your appointments are going to be? And most people would probably agree that 30 minutes is it. You can show the work week as 5 days, but if you are a 7-day type of person, or maybe you have your days off on other days, you can go ahead and uncheck those as well. Your meeting hours by default are 8 to 5, but you can certainly change that. And you can show other information on your calendar as needed. Sharing calendars is an important thing for a lot of people. You can choose to share your calendar. Of course, you've just got the one. And if you've created additional calendars, then you can do that as well. And here you can add in an email address of someone you would like to share this with. They'll get an email that will accept it, and it will show up in their Outlook calendar as well. Now, this will work with both the free as well as the paid versions, but it's only going to work with Microsoft calendars within Outlook. It's not going to work with other types of calendars in other types of programs. You can also publish your calendar. That will allow people outside of your organization to see, such as when someone tries to send you an invitation, you can say when it is that you're busy. You can also choose to view all the details. Under people, you can choose the display contacts by first and last name. Most people would like to have the first name, but some people like to go last name first. Totally up to you. So that's the list of the basic, most common settings that you'll see within Outlook.com. And this applies mostly to not only the free accounts, but also the paid versions, which actually have additional options. And I've created other videos in my channel for those.